Hey guys, Ravel here at Geek Out of Place. I'm back, and have I got a treat for you? I'm gonna get right into it. This is my best Xbox One games that I played this year. These games are ranked, but only loosely, and it's my opinion on the games that I played this year. So if I missed one, let me know, but let's get right into it. Say as much as you want about Destiny. It really came into its own this year by the time The Taken King came out. Yeah, it sucked for us year one players thanks to Activision, because Bungie basically shipped a repetitive and unfinished game. But it seems like Bungie really listened to its fans and did its best to make year two awesome. The new story missions were varied and fun. The new enemies were tougher, and it brought us fun new special events like Sparrow Racing. The Taken King really should have been called Destiny Nathan Fillion is a Badass, because he was a real MVP. He's awesome. It's on my best of list, but it's so low because of the reasons I said above, and because year one players like me kind of got screwed over. I paid $60 for Destiny 1.0, $35 for the Season Pass, which included the 2 DLCs, and then another $40 for The Taken King. So was that worth it? No, but The Taken King, as it is now, $60, plus all the year one content, that's worth it. It's the game I imagine Destiny had in mind when they first set out to release it. Now this next game, I know it didn't come out this year, but I played it this year, and I played it a lot. I'm talking about Shovel Knight. It's a blast. It's a fun, action, side-scrolling RPG platformer that harkens back to the SNES days. It even uses the same color palette that the SNES did. It's a real nostalgic treat for gamers of a certain age like me, who played on those old consoles. But it's just a fun game for all ages. I highly recommend it. It isn't that expensive on Xbox Live. I think it's like $20. Oh, and it's so worth it. It just go out and buy it right now. So fun. The next game on my list is Saints Row 4 Re-Elected. This past year we saw a lot of last-gen games getting remastered for the current generation of consoles. Borderlands: The Handsome Collection was a fun one and would have made this list, but I had even more fun with Saints Row 4. It's hilarious. It's irreverent. It made me laugh my ass off. I got it for cheap on Xbox Live. It was on sale or something, but I'm sure it's not expensive still. And I'm glad I bought it. It makes references to so many cliches and game franchises like Metal Gear Solid, Mass Effect, old side-scrolling beat-em-up games. It was a blast. Keith David plays himself, and the other characters are just as funny. It's honestly more of a port than a full-on remastering, but it's still worth it. I would check that out. That's why it's on my best of list for this year. Oh my god, talk about a huge open world. My next game is Fallout 4. I've spent over 100 hours playing this game. It's only been out for not even 2 months. And even playing it that long, I've only gotten to about 50% completion on it. It's massive. It's an enormous value for a full-price game when other companies are releasing incomplete titles, bogged down by pre-order bonuses, DLC, microtransactions. Bethesda did what it does best and gave us a solid, entertaining single-player adventure. And oh my god, talk about fan-generated hype. Everyone was looking forward to this game. It would have been higher on my list, maybe even number one, but it was really hard to look past its flaws. It's been using the same old game engine that's been around since Fallout 3. That was 7 years ago. Though it's beautiful to look at, its age is showing. Not to mention the lack of truly memorable characters and its crazy long load times. it's still worth it. It's still an awesome game. If you want to have your life taken over for a long time, pick it up. Now, for my second best game of this year, where to begin? I'm talking about Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. I've never played any of the Metal Gear Solid games before, and I don't know if that was a good thing or not going into this game. I think that's why it's not higher on this list, because I'm just not used to the whole Metal Gear thing. But that said, what a ride. The flexibility that this game allows you in its huge sandbox maps suits any playstyle. Because traditionally, the Metal Gear games are stealth games. But this one doesn't punish you that much for just blowing shit up and going loud. The story is winding and long, and though the end is a bit weird and it didn't make a lot of hardcore fans happy, I was incredibly satisfied with my playthrough of it. So that's why I recommend it as my second best game of the year. And before I get on to the best game of the year, I have one dishonorable mention. I'm really picky when it comes to my enjoyment. I usually don't buy a game unless I'm certain I'm gonna enjoy the game. So near the start of the year, I didn't have too many Xbox One games still, so I thought I'd give the new Battlefield a try. I never played them before. I'm more of a Call of Duty fan, so I thought, why not? On a whim, I bought it, and boy, that was a mistake. It sucked. The story sucked. If you don't know anything about it, they took a military shooter and tacked on like a cop procedural story on it. And it was predictable, it was boring, and that cop gimmick wore off fast. The game encouraged you to arrest criminals and not kill them by rewarding you with guns that you couldn't use. Didn't make any sense. The characters are boring and dull. Acting was good, but not the story. And since I'm not used to a Battlefield multiplayer game, it was insanity. I just couldn't get behind it. I did not enjoy it, and it wasn't worth my time, and it was a waste of money. And I'm not the only one who thinks so. It was not a good game. And now for the best game that I played this year. If you guys didn't see this coming, well, where have you been? I'm talking about The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Oh my god, this game. It has been lauded with awards and titles ever since it came out. It's gotten so many Game of the Year awards and Best of recognitions, and it deserves it. It's a fun fantasy RPG filled to the brim with amazing quests, memorable characters, huge maps. The choices you make in the game actually affect the bigger game world. The swordplay is fun, and despite the whole downgraded graphics thing, it's still beautiful. It's still beautiful in the Xbox One. The game is so huge that I still haven't finished it. Hands down, it is the best game that I played this year. So, that was my list, guys. Tell me what you think. Again, those are the games that I played this year. I played a lot of games this year, but I'm sure I missed there were so many games that I didn't get to play this year. So if you have a best game, let me know in the comments. 2015 was an awesome year for gaming. Let's hope 2016 is just as good, if not better. So guys, if you like what I had to say, give me a like down below. And subscribe to see more of my other stuff. I got a lot of videos you can check out, and I'll have more coming. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Ravel. This was a Geek Out of Place. Bye.